Hey guys, welcome to the video. This is Kenny Cannon here. In this video, we're going to go over outsourcing. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I do it, and then I'm going to show you a little bit about posting the job and getting some proof back so you can sell your stuff. I'm not going to go on a big long rant about this, but I want to bring it up so you guys understand. Outsourcing is like the greatest thing ever. Seriously, like a lot of people bash it in like the news or whatever, but outsourcing seriously is like the greatest thing because it gives any one of us, no matter who you are or what you do or where you live or whatever, the opportunity to hire people who are really good at what they do at a really cheap rate, and you don't have to worry about anything at all. So like I'll give you just a brief comparison, right? Like I've had people that worked for me here in the United States. I'm from New York. I live on Long Island. So I've had people that work for me here and it's like $40 an hour, insurance, worried about getting sued. Maybe they're going to come shoot the building up. Like there's a whole bunch of different stuff, right? What if they slip and fall? Like there's a lot of stuff that goes on. With outsourcing, it's like a tenth of the price. The quality of work is really the same. They never complain. They're always on time, as long as you pick the right ones, obviously, and we'll go through how to do that. And there's just no other headaches with it. So it's really good. It works really well. And like I said, the quality of work is equal to what I've gotten here from people that have worked for me or people that I've hired. Just like companies that I've worked with or whatever. The quality of work is equal and sometimes even better overseas. So this gives all of us the opportunity to build a team around us like big companies do without the massive expense and overhead and headaches and all that other stuff. Okay, so you have to, if you're not doing it already, you got to get started doing it, no matter what it is. Like I always tell, like my sisters are in college. I always tell them if this stuff was around when I was in high school and stuff, I wouldn't have done anything. Like I wouldn't have done any work. I barely did any work anyway, but the work that I did, I wouldn't have done it. I would have hired people over in India to do it for $2 an hour, and it would have been better, and I would have got straight A's, and it would have been great, you know. But really, that's just it. Like if you're doing something that you're not 100% like an expert at, you shouldn't be doing it. Okay, you should be only doing things that you know 100% inside and out, backwards and forwards. If you don't know something, there's plenty of people who do. They're great at it, and it's not really that expensive at all. Some of the stuff down here, you'll look some of the jobs that I had posted up here. Custom infographic. This was something that I just needed quickly. It was a $20 job, I think, or $10 or whatever it was. I need an infographic created for something, and I just went on here, posted an ad. Literally, like an hour later, I hired this woman, and the next morning I had the infographic. It was perfect, and that was the end of it for 10, 15, $20, whatever it was, and that was it. Some of this stuff has some of my client information in it, so I can't really share that, blur it out. But start now, virtual assistant needed for CEO, data entry, email, social media, long-term work. This is for a client of mine. I had to hire someone to put on that client so that they can do data entry, email, social media, and a lot of other stuff. Um, the contract is paused because I put someone else on it, but I'll probably hire this girl for something else later on. That's why I paused it and didn't end it because I wanted to keep her kind of in the loop if I needed her for something else. Another same type of thing. This is more for me though. Virtual assistant, data researcher, and someone who is good at Google Plus. So I hired this guy from Bangladesh, and this contract was completed a long time ago. And again, I can rehire him if I want. He was really good. I don't know why I didn't leave many feedback, but he was really good at what he did, and so was this person as well. That was completed this morning actually, and there was 5 stars there. So before we get into posting the job, getting the feedback, and getting the all the proof and all that stuff, I want to go over how I hire my team, like the people that work for me all the time, so that you guys understand. Okay, so way back when in like 2006, late 2006, early 2007, right when I was starting to plan out my company. I didn't start it yet, but I was starting to plan it out. I was still selling cars at the time, but I knew I was like on the verge of getting out and going and doing my own thing. I started posting some ads on here, it used to be Odesk, now Upwork, and another site called getafreelancer.com, which is now freelancer.com. So I was posting ads basically for virtual assistants. And what I was looking for was people who were virtual assistants, but also had experience in other areas like SEO, like building websites, like, social media, although social media wasn't back then what it is now. I still wanted people that had experience in that. So I was looking for people that had a lot of experience in different areas. And the reason why I was doing that was because really what I was looking for was not a virtual assistant. What I was looking for was one person that could manage a lot of different people. Okay. And what happened was I ended up going through a lot of people, testing them out, giving them some small tasks to do, and most of them were absolutely terrible. They were either really slow, they didn't communicate well, they weren't on Skype ever, or whatever. And I just like kind of went through them, right? I would hire them for a day, pay them $10 and get them away. Then after probably 10, 15, 20 hires, I found a person named Raj who was on point with everything. And he was almost like after 2 or 3 days of working with me, he was basically doing what I was thinking about in my head before I even told him. I mean, that's how good he was. And basically what ended up happening was he became the manager of my entire business. He still works for me today, and his only responsibility is to hire, train, and manage all of the people in India. So I don't even go on here and hire people really anymore. All I do is let him do it. So he doesn't come on here either. He hires people from his local area. But I don't even have to tell him to. Like, if I could bring on a new client, he knows that that client gets, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Like, he knows what the client gets, and he gets the outsourcers on them. He hires new people if needed, and so on and so forth. What I use this for is, like I said, quick infographic thing. Or, my client needs, some crazy thing on Facebook. He just needs this one thing done. I'll hire someone on here really quick. Or, he needs a virtual assistant just to do social media or just to send out emails for him. I'll hire someone on here just to get it off their plate over in India. So it's just small little tasks that aren't really, full-time stuff. Maybe 5, 6, 7 hours a week that I hire these people for, and that's usually what I use it for. And I also use it to close deals, which is what we're going to be covering here in this video, all right? But I just wanted to be transparent with you. This is not how I build my team. It's how I started, but it's not how I currently do it, just so you understand that, okay? So when we're talking about closing deals and getting proof to close deals, this is the way that you do it. You go in here to post, actually, you know what? Nah, I'll just do it from scratch. I was going to say I probably have one in here already, which I actually know I do, but I'll just do it from scratch. All right, so here's basically how you do it. What we're looking for is SEO people or whatever it is that you're trying to do that have proof that they can do the job, because you're going to go ahead and use that proof to close the deal, right? So I'm going to go in here and choose category, and I'm going to go down to, let's see where it is. Is it in web or marketing? Probably marketing. It's probably in sales and marketing. Search engine optimization. Okay, so this is what I want to type. All right, now listen. This is going to frustrate the hell out of me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Please don't use the exact headline that I'm using. I'm making this up as I go along, to be honest with you. So please don't use this, because if you use this exact one, what's going to happen is there's going to be 47,000 people in Odesk or Upwork now with the same headline, and we don't want that. Okay, now I know that 90% of you are going to use it anyway, even though I said that, but just know that if you do use it, your ad is not going to work because there's going to be everyone else, with the same thing. So try to be creative, but I will point out the parts of the headline that you want to keep in there, right? So what I always start my headlines off with is fast pay, and then I'll put something like that in there, and great feedback. Okay, and then long-term SEO specialist needed for top company in United States. Okay, whatever. Like I said, I just totally made that up off the top of my head. Now, this stuff, I didn't make off the top of my head, right? That I want in there every time. I want that right away. That's the first thing they see, because I want my ad focused on them. Like, what do they want, right? A lot of people, when they write ads for really anything, but when they write ads specifically in here, they only focus on what they need done, and they don't focus on the outsourcer at all. So I try to flip that around. I try to focus on the outsourcer first. Fast pay, great feedback. Those are the two most important things to them. And sometimes I'll throw in, well, actually I put it in here anyway, but sometimes I'll put in as a separate like bullet point there, long-term work. So they know that it's steady stuff. Okay, so, but I put that in there just in the headline itself. So long-term SEO specialist needed for top company in the United States. Now I'm going to lead off with the same type of stuff that I put in the headline. So we are a company that pays you fast. No more waiting to get paid. We also love to give great feedback to all of our employees so that you can get more work from others and make more money. This is a long-term opportunity for the right person. I'm terrible at typing. That's why you'll never ever get a PDF from me, probably. Okay, so that's basically what I'm going to write for my ad. So again, I'm focusing all on them right here. Just a brief little snippet. I love that word. A brief little snippet of what I of what I need done, and then all about the proof. So like, listen, if you're not going to give me proof, then don't bother applying because I'm not going to answer you. Let's stretch this out a little bit. All right, so that's basically the ad. And again, you don't, I just wrote that off the top of my head. You don't want to copy this word for word. All you want to remember is we're going to pay them fast. We're going to give them good feedback so they get more jobs. And you better put proof in the thing or else we ain't going to reply to you. That's it. All right, that's what you want to put in there. Word it however you're going to word it. If you copy and paste the ad, there's going to be 4,000 ads just like it, and it's not going to work. But if you do it your own way and get a little creative, it'll work. Just remember the framework, right? We're going to focus on them up top, and we're going to ask for the proof here on the bottom. I'm going to specifically say to them, if you don't include the proof in your application, we're not going to talk to you. All right, so ongoing work, SEO specialist. I want to hire more than 1, 3. I always do that because chances are I'm only going to hire 1, but if I hire any of them at all, actually, but chances are I'm only going to hire 1. The reason why I do that, though, is because it brings in more applications. Okay, that's the only reason why. I've hired this type of work before. Other skills. We could do other skills if we want, but we already have SEO, which is going to be our biggest one. So search engine. We can go search engine marketing. We could go Google. Let's see what they have in here. Google search. And we can go SEO keyword research. Don't they limit you to 3? Maybe not. Link building. On-page optimization. SEO backlinking. Off-page optimization. I don't know what any of these words mean. Internet marketing. I don't know what that means. And that's like kind of it. Okay, so that's fine. Pay by the hour. I like to go intermediate or entry. I don't like to go expert just because, I don't know, I'm not going to pay that much money for these people. So I like to either go intermediate or entry level. I'm going to click for this one, intermediate, because I'm just going to get more replies, and that's really what I'm focused on. So, you know, that's the biggest thing for me. How long is it going to last? I always put more than 6 months because I want them to know that it's going to be a long-term thing, and I'm not like misleading them. If they're good and they have good proof, and I can close a lot of deals like that. We're going to go through a person who does Ferrari stuff here in a second. If that person, if I can close a lot of deals with car dealerships or car part places from that person, then that person's going to get a ton of work. They're going to work much more than 30 hours a week. I'm going to send them all the people that I get for the car places because she can obviously rank car places. I'm going to show you that example in a second. So more than 30 hours, and then I'm just going to click on post. And that's it. And did it go? There we go. Okay, so we have our thing up here. So what I could do is I can invite some of these people if I want to, like this person here or any of these people. I'm just going to click on invite all to apply. And the reason why I like to do that, it doesn't really matter the price that they charge. That doesn't make a difference. The reason why I do that is because if I click on invite all, I'm gonna get some applications coming in right away. And it's almost like, this is kind of a bad example, but it's almost like a post in a forum, right? If you have a post in a forum that has one view and nobody like looked at it or replied to it, nobody's really going to come in and look at it. But if you have a post in a forum that has 1,000 views and 55 people wrote something on it or whatever, more people are going to be drawn to it because there's more people looking at it, there's more action on it. So it's the same thing here, right? If there's a lot of applications going on inside of your post, that's going to get more people to come into it. So that's the only reason why I do that. I'm probably not going to hire any of these people, but it just gets some action on it just to get it started. Okay, so that's it. What's going to happen then is you're going to get some replies back, and you're going to get some people applying. So I want to just show you kind of what that's going to look like. And it's the example I was just talking about, this woman. You can contact this woman if you want. She has really good proof. She's probably going to hate me for giving. I'm going to blur that out because that was ridiculous. You can contact her on Odesk if you want, but I'm not giving you her personal contact information because she's probably going to get pissed off if I do that. So, okay. So this is what it's going to look like when you get an application. Okay. This person replied to one of my ads, and right now she's showing me some Ferrari stuff. So she has these Ferrari websites that are ranking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Ferrari parts, right? She says she's ranking number 3. She's actually ranking number 1, because I looked at this before I started this video. But Ferrari parts, we're going to go in here and put that in there. And she is right there. So you see, allferrariparts.com. And then we have ferrariparts.com right here. So what I'm going to do for my proof is I'm going to go into this little snipping tool in Windows. If you have a Mac, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I don't use them, so whatever. It's a snipping tool inside Windows. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to cut all this stuff out, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pen. I'll make sure it's red, and I'm going to go up here. I'm going to point out that there's 2.9 million results. I'm going to point out Ferrari parts. Then what I'm going to do is find my little red thing, which I lost. There it is. And I'm going to make a little circle around the one that is ours. Just like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and get my blue pen. And I wish I knew how to make this. Oh, there we go. I was just going to say, I wish I knew how to make this a little bit bigger. That's not really that much bigger, though. I'm going to come down here and just out of courtesy, you don't really have to do this because if they go and search Ferrari parts, they're going to see all this information anyway. But I'm just going to take that and kind of get it out of there just because, I don't know, it seems like the right thing to do. And I'm going to do, I'll leave that because it's in the results. But for this person here, I'm just going to cut that out. So that's basically what I'm going to do for my proof. So if I have someone who sells car parts, right, I can go ahead, if that's what I'm going to target, I can go ahead and take this proof and send it out to them and be like, hey, look what we did for this keyword, Ferrari parts. 2 million results, massive keyword, massive competition, and we were able to get to number 1. Okay. Now, when that person replies back to me and they're like, oh, that's awesome, I want you to do the same thing for me, guess who's getting the job? Ratika is going to get the job, if that's how you pronounce her name. Okay. So we can look again, buy Ferrari parts. Let's take a look. Buy Ferrari parts. And she is number 1 again. So I'm going to take my snipping tool. I would obviously save this, right? File, save, and then I would save it as, car 1 or Ferrari 1 or whatever. Okay, I'm not going to do that here because I'm not going to be selling any car stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and do a new thing. I'm going to come down here and do the same exact thing I just did. I'm going to go to my red pen. I want to try to make it a little bit bigger though. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take that and go like that. Ferrari parts. And we have our, don't I want to do that. We have our Ferrari parts right there. Number 1. Okay. And that's it. And then I'm going to save this one and I'm going to send it off to the same people. So for car part people, that's perfect, right? Doesn't matter if it's Ferrari parts or Chevy parts or Jeep parts. It's all the same, right? They're ranking, really, to be honest with you, you guys probably know this better than I do, but it's all the same regard. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if she can rank websites for Ferrari parts, she can rank websites for dental equipment or eye care stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. But if the niche sees the niche, it's more likely to convert and into a paying customer. All right, so if I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be to car part dealerships or whatever, which is kind of a dumb niche, but whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, so now we have this one kind of sucks, but we'll take a look at it anyway. This is a dog daycare. And she is dog day getaway. So let's take a look. Yeah, she's all the way at the bottom, which is fine, whatever. I'm just not going to do it, right? I'm not going to pay attention to that one. I'm going to focus on the Ferrari parts, and that's the end of it. Let's take a look at this person here and see what she's got going on. Well, she's not coming up. Let's see. It's just that I'm inviting someone to come on to. That's what it looks like, by the way, if you're inviting someone to come on to your thing. Okay, that sometimes they'll send you. This is the same type of thing. Sometimes they'll send you a zip file or something like that to show you their work. Take a look and see if I have some other ones. Okay, so this is actually really good. This site gives you a whole bunch of different stuff you can look at. So fastest web browser for Windows 7. If you look that up, then I guess slimbrowser.net is going to be number 1. Fastest web browser, maybe it's number. Let's take a look at some of these. Fastest web browser. Slimbrowser.net, right there. He's got 2 of them. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 out of 2.6 million. So that's not that bad. Let's open this up again. And you can just go through all of them and look at that. Acne treatment, Gold Coast, or whatever. Rent cover. I mean, it is what it is. Pretty self-explanatory. All right, and that's how you create your proof, and that's how you get the people to come in. So now that we have our job, let's take a look. I don't think anybody applied yet because I just posted it like 2 minutes ago. But we can take a look. Nobody applied yet, as you can see. All right, but it usually takes about an hour or so. But you're going to have 40, 50, 60 people in these things relatively quickly. All right. I want to see if I could view. There we go. Just to show you what it looks like for the outsourcer, like what they're going to see. So that's basically what they're going to see when they come in and apply to the job. All right. Okay, so that's it for this video. Very simple, guys. It's really not that hard. Like I said in the beginning, outsourcing is like the greatest thing ever because it allows us to build a team around us, just like a big company would do, but it doesn't cost really anything to do it. And there's people that are highly skilled that are more than happy to work for you. And like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. Not that it doesn't cost you anything, but it costs you next to nothing to get high quality people to work with you to get the job done. All right, that's it. If you guys have any questions, let us know. If not, we'll see you coming up in the next video.